What's going on, everybody? Mr. Double R back with what could possibly be the last episode of Spider-Man. As you see, we're at 94%. I did the crimes off screen, and as a reward, we got this suit, which is the suit from Into the Spider-Verse, the movie, which I have yet to see upon the filming of this episode. It's alright. It's just a classic suit. It looks slightly animated. Of all the animated suits, like, say, this one, or this one, or this one, it's slightly less noticeable. But, I know I wanted to do all this in the Raimi suit, which is called the web suit. But I'm going to call it the Raimi suit. That's what everyone's been calling it. This might end up being the last video of Spider-Man. So in honor of that, before I begin this and actually play, I want to go out on a point and say this is my actual least favorite version in this game. Other than maybe this one, because it's, I don't know, I don't really care for it that. It's cool, but I think I dislike this one more of just the base classic suit redesign. And this is the classic, straight up. But I even think the ripped up version is better, just because the colors are deeper. Like, look at the difference. The nice red, the gritty blue. And now the red is glossy for some reason. But as I was saying, I should have worn my shirt too, but I didn't want to go find it. I'm going to finish out on the PS4's advanced new suit, because I actually really like this design. This is probably my favorite of the classic suit redesigns, or, you know, straight up classic suits. You got the Stark suit, both the classics, the cell shaded. I don't think this one counts. And you got the Raimi and the with all those basic suits. This is probably my favorite, with Raimi being a very close second. But before we begin again, I want to just ask everyone to go check out my friend's channel, What's the Odds? Just gonna plug that now. And now we will. It might be the end of the game. There might be a chance I can get one more video out of it, but I don't remember. But I think this might be the end, as we are at 94%. Anyway, let's get over here. What the heck? I didn't do a jump off. That's upsetting. Oh, Spider-Man's coming to an end, man. That's upsetting. I mean, it should have ended forever ago, but I was off on a hiatus. But still, Spider-Man's coming to an end. It's upsetting. This is a really good game.
Let's get to work.
Sure, seeing the Raimi suit would be cool in these cutscenes, but God, I do love the advanced suit.
Where's this base you talked about?
Hold on, I gotta adjust myself in my chair. It's better.
Whoa. Your toys are so much cooler than mine.
As you can see over in the other corner, I shortened Mr. Double R just to Mr. 2 R's. I felt like the other one got in the way. Because for me, I don't put it up in editing. I have it up while I record.
I love this invisible floating fortress thing. But now that all of New York City has seen it, Hammerhead will probably be here soon.
I am counting on it. So let us work quickly.
Okay, this might be the very end of the game. Yep. I very much like how this game ended. I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it yet.
To prevent it from overheating.
Lucky for us, I'm working on my master's in calibration. Let's do this. Okay, what's first?
Pull the housing array into place.
On it. Whoa, nice laser.
Housing locked.
Done and done.
We are not done.
Oh,
We must reset the targeting field aerials.
sure thing.
Um,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Exit the hangar and navigate to the top of the nearby transmitters.
Alrighty. So we should talk about the strategy with Hammerhead, don't you think?
What is there to talk about? We find
oh
him,
yeah, I forgot about
then focus the
this.
laser on the plate in his head. The laser will heat the carbon steel to critical temperature, which will rearrange its molecular structure.
And soften it so I can knock him unconscious. I get that part, but how do you
Oh,
know it
1
won't,
equals 2, right.
melt his brain?
When the wolf attacks the sheep, he risks getting shot by the shepherd.
Okay, well, Shepard, just remember my no-killing rule, okay? Done. How's it look?
Systems appear functional. Now we must test the targeting and power levels.
Cool. Wait, this doesn't involve shooting me, does it?
Not yet. But I do need you to launch those targets.
Right.
This part's really entertaining.
Okay, ready?
Ready.
Bombs away! Hit it!
I'm gonna go over here so we can actually see it.
Pull!
Just a few more.
Cool with me, this is fun! Here comes another one! Nice shot! Is this how modern military
Oh
keep
boy.
shooting?
Spider-Man becomes Star Wars.
Can we do one more? Please?
You are a child.
Yeah, well, we're all children on the inside. Whoa!
Come back. We have one more thing to do.
On my way.
We must adjust the gyroscopic navigation
Stabilizer in order to compensate for the weight of the lady.
Of course we do.
Go to that terminal and wait for me to activate the system.
Terminal. Over there. Oh, is this a fucking hack thing? I don't remember.
Okay, that should do it.
Pretty good maneuver considering there's barely any room for her to get out of there.
You two teaming up now? Cute. But it ain't gonna do no good.
Alright,
Sable? Could use a little help here.
as this might get a little
Can you fix
challenging, I might fail a few times.
I'll just do the Hammerhead waltz for a bit.
Because when I beat this,
I just wanna thank
I wasn't playing on
you
this
for what I've been
difficulty.
doing wrong for years. If I
Just want to point that out.
I gotta modernize.
Sable, what's your status?
Laser is back online.
I don't remember much about this stuff.
Now I can get in close.
Look at me.
Get the fuck out of his head.
Kill me. Come on in, boys.
Oh, now his dudes are gonna show up.
You're going down.
I missed. Just gonna ignore all the guys for now. Rock a web blossom.
Still gonna kill you.
This is so much as I remember. Why do I remember having a hard time?
Real damage. This one's for Yuri.
This is a fight you ain't.
I remember having a hard time. I don't know if there's more to it than
No
this.
respect. What's it gonna take?
Maybe there's more and I just don't remember.
You know what I respect? A guy who knows when to quit.
Commencing
Ooh.
bombing run.
Shields. No, I vaguely remember this.
I missed.
Keep them coming. I'll make sure the next one hits.
Yeah, I vaguely remember this.
You throw them at him.
Throw Sable bombs at Hammerhead. Okay.
Gotta grab those bombs as she's dropping them. Your shield's down.
Love your tech, Sable. Too bad I gotta use it to take you out.
Not let him hit you.
Yeah, try it.
That was interesting.
Eat this.
Can't let him hit me.
Jesus, I'm trying to dodge and I can't.
Fast before he recovers.
You think that hurt me? Not even close. two got skills. I give you one chance. Join my crew or die.
I'll take what's behind door number 3.
Interesting. The locate Sable thing.
Let's see you done this.
Yay, teamwork!
Yay, finally I can actually hit him with something that'll do damage. Oh no, I don't wanna.
Good hit!
No, I really would like to not lose this far in.
Die, bug.
He's quick. I gotta be quicker. His shield's too strong. I need to disable it first.
You just go away. Is he shielded? Oh my god, where even is he? Oh wow. Maybe this is as hard as I remember. Jeez. That's upsetting. Should pick up.
I give you one
Yeah,
chance.
second part.
Join my crew or die.
I'll take what's behind door number 3. His shield's down. Indestructible, huh? I think not. He's quick. I gotta be quicker. Let's kick it up a notch.
These guys are the way.
Like fish in a barrel.
You definitely want to get the guys out of the way if you can.
Give up now, before I really hurt you.
Do not let him hit you.
Yeah, try it.
You're going down.
Jesus.
If I grab those bombs, I can use them to disable his shield.
Can I just call her whenever I want? Is that like a thing? Oh my god.
Yay, teamwork!
Love your tech, Sable. Too bad I gotta use it to take you out.
Yeah, web them up. You go the fuck away. Woo!
I am trying.
Let's hope this only takes 2 tries. Jesus. He's not.
I have an idea.
He's not having it. What is happening?
Hold him.
Oh, I guess it's part of the
Get
game.
ready to jump.
Wait, what?
I can't remember any of this stuff. Guess it picks up right where you left off. How is he even alive? He has a gap. I don't think he's alive anymore.
Huh, that was fun.
For all intents and purposes, he shouldn't be.
Hey, you have dinner plans? I know this great pizza place.
I must return to Simcaria.
Right. You have a war to fight.
I do not like to fight. Do what I have to in order to help my people.
I know. That's what heroes do.
I am no hero. But you have taught me a few things,
I like her.
Oh, yeah?
I like her character
what?
design.
like how to disarm my enemies with bad jokes.
Actually, they're good jokes, but I understand humor can be subjective.
Thank you, Spider-Man.
I'm glad I did this with the advanced suit at the end.
I don't do hugs.
Yeah, right. Of course.
Oh my god. Just makes you think
Hey,
of
can I
Deadpool.
get,
I
lift
mean,
back to the
technically
city?
Spider-Man came
I'd
first, so...
swim, but it'd take forever to get the river smell out of my suit.
Pretty solid DLC. Pretty sure it's supposed to be another cutscene. I remember a pretty cool thing happening. Right there. It sucks that he died when he did, but I love that they added this in the game for him. Oh boy. We're gonna skip it because we don't need to see the credits again. Oh, I forgot about this.
Ready?
I think the web shooters are a little tight.
Get used to it. Just try to keep up.
Starting off very high. So clearly Miles is probably going to be playable in the next game, and I hope he gets his own suit, because he has a really nice suit. Congratulations, you have finished Silver Lining. This concludes the Ship That Never Sleeps saga. And there's no more DLC for this game. I'm sad about that. I feel like there should have been at least one more.
Still out there. A spider's work is never done.
Spider's work is never done. And we got the last suit. Well, no, there technically is one more of him in his college suit, but getting it's annoying. It's just time consuming. Anyway, here is Cyborg Spider-Man. I forget what comic it's from, but it is in the comics. I know there's a trick you can do while doing that, but I don't know why it won't work. That's it, though. That's Spider-Man, guys. And I can't wait for the next one to come out. I really do like Spider-Man. I don't care for this suit, really. I think it was a lot of people's favorite. I don't... Hold on.
Today is a fine day in New York City. At long last, Hammerhead has been taken down for good. Cyborg parts and all. I will even give
Ironic,
Spider-Man
now that
and
you think
Silver
about it.
Sable an ounce of
Suit.
credit. They
Pretty sure
did,
it's on
after
purpose.
all, land the final blow. However, while the mainstream media trips over itself to heap lavish praise on these vigilantes, allow me to give you a dose of facts. Hammerhead would have never gotten this far had it not been for Silver Sable leaving behind all her gear in the city. And don't
That's
get me
partially
started
true.
on Spider-Man stoking the fires of a gang war and forcing a decorated police captain into administrative leave. So sure, they cleaned up the mess, but they were also the ones that made it.
I didn't really hear what he said. I wasn't paying attention. I was like too busy doing flippy flips. But it's nice. I wonder. No, he turns around. It's upsetting. I guess we all need to start looking forward to the next Spider-Man game, because this one was amazing. It has all the best parts of all the best games. I'm sure if you nitpick really like a lot, there are like there's no game is perfect. As far as the Spider-Man game goes, this is as perfect as it gets. Unless the devs want to add some more stuff. I don't have many complaints, if any at all, about this game. If I had any complaints, I guess I'd say I want at least one more DLC expansion to play. Maybe. The suspension matrix is a weird gadget. I don't dislike it, but I think it's a weird one. I don't know if that's a thing he's ever done in the comics. I find it weird, is all. I can't think of very many complaints I've had, if any, really. Like, alright, if I had to make some nitpicky complaints, I don't like playing as Miles or Mary Jane. I think it ruins the flow, really. Though I do look forward to playing Miles in the next game because he'll have his powers. If he's playable. I mean, if he's not playable, I want his suit to be unlockable because he has a really cool Spider-Man suit. I'll put... Ow! It's hit my mic. I'll put a picture of it on the screen just so we can all see it. It's really nice. I like the black and red. I mean, there's black and red suits in here. This one. Dang it. This one. This one. Hell, his basic suit is black with some red, or red and blue with some black. But, oh, here's the Scarlet Spider. This one. But, if you don't know what Miles Morales' suit, it's, I'd say the closest thing we have to Miles' suit might be this one. No. Yes, maybe? Is this the one I'm thinking? Yeah, I think it's mostly black with red decals and the spiders are red. So I'd say this is the closest thing we have to it. Let's see, the gameplay is phenomenal. I don't know if I reviewed... I don't know why it won't let me do the trick. I know you can. If I did a small review of Spider-Man when I finish the main story, but I will now just because just give it a few minutes. Because this is going to be the last Spider-Man game I put up. Not game, video I put up for this game. So I might as well take some time. Let's see, the DLC story works. It's nice. I don't know too much about Hammerhead, but he's clearly a crime boss. Starts off with Felicia, who's known to be a criminal who steals from just about anybody, whether they be criminals themselves or just for the sake of it, I'd imagine. She's basically Catwoman for she is to Spider-Man what Catwoman is. Batman, obviously. Black Cat, Catwoman. And she stole from Hammerhead, who is a crime boss. Yuri is involved, who is... And then Sable. It just... I don't need to explain it. If you watched my videos, you saw it. It just worked. The swinging is the best in this game that it's ever been. Ever. And then you can do stuff like this. At will. You don't have to. But it rewards you for doing it because you get experience. I watched a guy review a bunch of other Spider-Man games. Basically everyone from PS1 to this one. And in one of his videos he had a wish list where he wanted amazing ground combat where it was both acrobatic and normal, where it wasn't too over the top and yet it wasn't too not like crazy. Then he wanted the web zip ability, which is in the game, and there was one more thing he wanted and I can't remember, but all three of them are in this game. I think it was good web abilities and stuff, but I can't remember. But it doesn't matter. This game is the definitive Spider-Man game in my eyes. Spider-Man 2, I think it was the Spider-Man movie tie-in number 2. Used to be like the fan favorite Spider-Man game, but I think this is the best Spider-Man game I've personally ever played. And I hope the second one, whenever that comes out, be it in 2 years, 5 years, 20 years, I'm going to be on the lookout for it. 'Cause I'm not the most die-hard Spider-Man fan, but of all the superheroes, Spider-Man is one of my favorites, and he always has been. I wish I was more into comics than I am, but it's an expensive hobby that I don't have the money for. So I stick to the cartoons, movies, and video games as it stands. I would love to read the comics. I watch a lot of YouTube videos about comic book stuff, just so I can stay somewhat in the know. Spider-Man, no matter what iteration, I mean, I only know of a few. I know Miles' powers are different slightly, but I don't remember how. But I know Miguel O'Hara. No, that's where I wanted to be. This Spider-Man, his powers are wildly different than Peter's. Like, I think he's physically stronger. I don't remember if he's stronger. I think he might not be stronger physically, but instead of sticking to walls the way Peter does, I think who has little tiny hairs, according to the movie, I don't know if that's true. He has... If I can't zoom in, maybe I can. Maybe I can. How do you do photo mode? I don't remember. Oh, yeah. Zoom in, zoom in. How do I zoom in? I don't remember. There we go. That'll work. Kinda. Look at his thumb. Now, in the game, you can see he's got little claws. In the game, they made it part of the suit because it still is Peter Parker, but Miguel O'Hara has claws. He doesn't have a legitimate spider sense. It's different. He has heightened senses. Like his sight is better. I think his sense of smell is also better. I know his sight is better to the point where he has to wear sunglasses almost all the time. Pretty sure his hearing is better. He doesn't have like a legitimate spider sense in the way Peter does. He has fangs, who he can inject poison, and his webs are organic. That he produces them himself. Also, fun fact, I learned this the other day, or today. This suit is called the black suit, and it's supposed to be black. The only reason it's blue in the comics is because in comic format, it's hard to make a suit look black and then also have shadow and stuff, so the highlights look blue, but the suit is actually black, and in every form of media, it's blue, and people don't like that. In fact, it's even called the black suit, but it's blue. As you can see from all these black suits, they probably could have made it black. But, well, I guess my rant on Spider-Man, and I can't think of anything bad about it. Like, anything glaringly bad about it. I mean, maybe there's a few minor technical issues with it. The story, I think I might have praised the story. It's nothing spectacular, per se. It's not so much that the story wasn't good, like a spectacular new thing. It's how they portrayed it. A lot of it had to do with the character of Dr. Ock. I don't think this is the first time he was portrayed as sympathetic, but I feel like it's just done so well in this game. Like, it's not a new story that Dr. Ock starts off good and for reasons, whatever they may be, he becomes evil. He had like a twisted mind view, it seemed like, in the movie, or like, I think he just wanted funding for whatever he was doing. And in the end, he had I don't remember. I haven't seen those movies in a while, and I should go back and watch them, except for number 3. I don't hate number 3, but like, number 3 has its faults, but it's an okay movie. Venom looks weird, sure. Anyway, off topic. Nothing of the story is groundbreaking. It's hard to make a groundbreaking story with characters that have been around for decades, because a lot of the stories have already been told. All you really can do is tweak them. You can make a whole new story, and it can work, and it usually probably might or may not. But even if you're telling an old story, if done right, it's done right, and it's amazing. And this game's story, though not necessarily groundbreaking new, was done really well. But what was done really well and new ish, I think it may have happened in the comics, was the end of the main storyline where Peter had to make a decision to grow up. And this isn't even mine. Oh god, I can't remember the YouTuber's name off the top of my head. I will give credit in the description, and I'll probably put his name up on screen. But I think it was this one. It had to be. What was his name? It was Godzilla something, I believe, and I can't remember what it was. Also, I've been ranting for a while. I can't imagine I've kept anyone's attention. But in this story, let's back up for a second. In the comics, Peter, though on the outside, I don't remember which, if it was amazing, ultimate, spectacular. I don't remember what iteration of Spider-Man we're talking about, because like I said, I don't read the comics. I want to say Aunt May dies or comes close to death, and Spider-Man has somehow messes with the timeline because he had a kid, by the way. He was married to Mary Jane and had a daughter, and instead of going on with his life like an adult, he decided to go back in time and just go back to basically being a dude who lives with his mom, essentially. But in this, he almost does it. If you pay attention, he almost cures Aunt May with the only antidote he had, but he had to make the decision of, you know, with great power comes great responsibility, and he has the power to be a hero, and he had the power to get the serum, and he had the responsibility to get it to everybody, and he chose that because, like the guy in the video said, I can't remember his name, unfortunately. I will give him credit in the description, and I will put up his logo, not his logo, but his name for his channel. Aunt May was the only thing left tying Peter Parker to being a child, in a way. Even though he had all the responsibilities as a family man, a teacher, and a superhero, in the comics he chose to go back to being a child, and that's very selfish. And yet he's always portrayed as a very selfless character, even going out of the way to save the little guy. But he made the most selfish decision he could have in that moment. In this game, though, he chose what was right for the city, or what he felt was right for him, and he chose correctly. And that's where the story becomes amazing, even though it's the end. Like, it's the little things in the story like that. As I said, you can take a story that's already been told and tell it again and do it right. And you can do it wrong, and this game definitely did it right. But that's my time. I am Mr. Double R. This has been Spider-Man, and I will see you in the next one.